So, the interview and the audition. So, I would say most yoga studios, and I do know that gyms do this too, they do require an audition. To hire you just blindly off the street with a resume and your beautiful face is going to be, it's going to be a long shot. So they're going to want you to come in for an audition, and usually an audition is a short class. It's 30 to 45 minutes. And it's done on purpose, first of all, because you don't want to take the owners too much of their time, but also it allows me as an owner to see, can you create a balanced class in a short amount of time? Because I see people who love the warriors. And they'll do Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Exalted, Warrior, Humble, Warrior, and all of a sudden that's 45 minutes. It's like, well, what happened to the opening and closing of the class? What happened to the cool down? What happened to the Shavasana? So you have to pick your best series of all those parameters and give it like a 45-minute most awesome class. And I remember I hired a new teacher who did an audition for me, and she did something called Prana Taffy, where we did this. Everybody go like this. So you create energy by just rubbing, right? And you just do it a little bit more and a little bit more, and you create the heat, and even a little bit more, so you feel like you almost can light a fire here, right? And then you go like this, and there's this ball of energy here. So what she had us do was in Warrior 1, Warrior 2, and she had us opening up the taffy and bringing it back in. And opening up the taffy and bringing it back in. Isn't that amazing? Just something so simple and so unique. I do that now a lot. And I learned that from her, and I'm thinking, that's the kind of teacher I want to hire, because my students will feel the same way when they did that, right? So I would say your audition is your script, right? It's you. It's your uniqueness. So, and don't think that you can't do this Prana Taffy thing because that was somebody else's teacher. No. You take as many poses from as many wonderful teachers as you can, and you weave that in. That's the tapestry I'm talking about, right? The tapestry is that beautiful gold thread I got from her, and that purple sparkly thread, and I got that from her, and you weave it together, and now you are this one beautiful, unique person. And I've been teaching since 2004, and I am a better teacher today because of all the teachers I have taken classes from. I've learned so many things from teachers that I take classes from. So always, always support your teachers, your fellow teachers, the studio teachers. Go, because you're going to find that little Prana Taffy thing, I guarantee you, and it's going to be the most awesome thing that you can now put into your little kit and caboodle. Okay, okay, so the beginning and the ending of class. This is important. You know, it's really hard for me when people start like this and they go, okay. Everybody sit quietly, close your eyes. And breathe. You know, I like, hi, my name is Sherry, and I'm here to share with you, this beautiful, Vinyasa flow class. The theme of today is this, or maybe a little reading or something that makes people like, oh, wow, what's going on? Instead of close your eyes and let's start breathing, right? So that little introduction is that little flavor of you again, right? That little bit of what you do. And I know everybody has favorite quotes, and I think that's good. If you could weave the favorite quote into your class, all the better. If you could end it with a nice wrapper of that favorite quote, what you were doing, even better. Anybody do Anusara? Anusara yoga is all about themes. So I don't want to give you a lot of pressure to do themes, because it really is something that takes time. But it's magical, it's powerful. And an audition, that would be awesome. Music's important too. Music's important. So when you come to your audition, bring your music too, because the soundtrack that you do is great. The best teacher that I ever had, that I brought her into the studio, because I said, I got to have her in my studio. She taught at the Soul of Yoga. Her name is Summer Atio. Anybody ever hear of her? I went to one of her classes, because I go out there and I take other people's classes. She played a soundtrack that was James Taylor, who was it? Maybe it was Three Dog Night. I don't know, everything from my era, right? I'm like, what? She's not doing the chanting and the Sanskrit and the Deval Premal, soundtrack. She's doing like this other kind of music. And I said, wow, that's kind of cool. I never even realized that. Now I play the Eagles, I play Jackson Browne, I play Linda Ronstadt. I just play all this different kind of music. We have rock and roll yoga week at Yoga Vista, where we just play Pink Floyd and all these kind of things. So feel free to really be out there and make yourself unique. That's all I want to say. Make yourself unique, because when you audition, if you're just like everybody else, that same song that I've heard everybody else play, right? it's just going to make you stand out. We talked a little bit about the karma yoga. This is really important. I really want to encourage you all, especially as new teachers. Every yoga teacher gets better with teaching FaceTime. Okay? If you right now graduated with 200 hours and you go, you know what, I love this so much, I'm going for my 500 hour. I love this so much, I'm going to go for my 1,000 hour. I love this so much, I'm going to get prenatal yoga training. I'm going to go get chair yoga training. I'm going to get this training. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do Ayurveda. I'm going to get all this training. Then I will teach. Right? And I've seen people like that, where they have lots of letters after their name, but they don't have the teaching experience. And you will only be a good teacher if you get up in front of people and teach. Teach to your mom, teach to your sister, teach to your friends, all of that. Just keep teaching. I had one friend that was always teaching to herself all the time. She'd get on her mat, she'd be talking out loud, she'd be doing all her stuff, and she'd be pretending she was in front of a big group of people, and she did an awesome job. That's how she learned. So the E in the ERYT means experience, means you've got 1,000 hours of teaching. So that to me is much more powerful than if you had 1,000 hours of yoga therapy training and not 1 hour of teaching.